It's that time.
It is.
Let's see, here we go. Y'all ready? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray, hooray! If you're happy and you know it, touch your nose and then your toes. If you're happy and you know it, well, your face is gonna show it. If you're happy and you know it, take your hand and rub your belly, and I hope you don't shake like jelly. Put your finger in the air, is it raining right up there? Put your finger on your nose and now touch your toes and clap your hands. Yay! It's story time again. Story hour time. And this time we have got a story that Scooter Mouse's been working on. Oh, it made a mess.
Oh,
In there in your office, I hate it. I'll try to clean it up.
Oh.
Paper and colors and he's messy worker.
Oh.
But I think he feels like that's the way to create is to be kind of messy. Sometimes you have to be messy to create. So
Well, it's a mess in there anyway
Is
because
it?
our summer reading stuff's in.
is he getting ready for that already?
I'm getting ready for that already.
And Miss Laura, you have to start really early to get ready for summer reading, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all just get out of school, and then Miss Laura's gonna be ready for you, and you're gonna have a great summer. What's the theme this summer?
Tales and tales.
Hmm.
So a tale like a story and a tale like a peacock's tale
Oh,
or a fox's tale.
like animals, like
Right.
Gotcha. All right, now what kind of story? How you spell storytale?
Tale.
Yeah, I got you. I bet the third graders know that already.
I bet they do.
Okay. And how about a dog tail?
Tail.
You got it. I got it. Y'all got that straight? Tale, Tail. So be sure to get ready to come because it's going to be a good summer this summer.
Oh, that's right. We're going to have what's called an animal garden, which is going to be the petting zoo. Y'all remember when we did that a couple years ago?
And it was so much
It
fun. The little animals were
was.
so dear.
Oh, and they're coming again.
Good. Everybody loves animals. And these are usually special animals that love children, to be around children a lot. So everybody is surely, that'll just be a fun time. We do it back there in our big old backyard.
We
and I like it.
will, right here at the library.
Good. Everybody can come. That'll be so much fun. I'm come too.
Oh, I'm glad you're going to come. But you know what? I'm ready to see all that work that Scooter Mouse
Well, he's
did.
been working. Let's see what he did, okay?
Okay, let's see.
He told me he was going to make some stories on a story on a stick. You ever heard of that? I've heard of chicken on a stick.
Well, I have heard of a chicken on a stick, but
Suckers on a stick.
Right?
Popsicles on a stick.
Oh, look how
pretty
cute! Oh, those are really good pictures.
He's been really working.
He
It must
did
be-
a good
Must
job.
been going to be about some fishing because that man's got him.
He's got a fishing pole, and then there's a fish.
And what's that song you sing about the fishing pole? You get a line.
I get a pole,
Where you go?
honey.
You get a line and I get a
pole, baby.
You get a line, I get a pole.
We'll go down to the fishing hole, honey, baby mine.
That's a good one. And
And
listen,
then-
I know one about Mississippi mudcat. You know, we
Oh,
call
okay.
catfish is a mudcat.
Right.
Let's do this one. Here you go. Here you go. Now make your catfish and go slow because it's
How do you do
whiskers.
it?
Go slow, see. Yeah,
Okay,
there you
so your
go.
thumbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can open his big old mouth like that. See, and then his whiskers are gonna be doing like that. Okay, let's go. Oh, Mississippi mudcat swimming so slow. The Mississippi mudcat goes down low. He's waiting for his food down at the bottom of the river. He's lying still and quiet. He's waiting for his dinner. When I count three, let him snap a worm. 1, 2, 3, get him, gang. Whoop! Then he says, ooh, that worm was good. Yuck. Those pretty good.
Oh, it's a castle.
I sure would hate to have to clean that thing though. Good gracious me.
Oh, wow.
It looks like it's got about 12 bedrooms in it and 6 bathrooms.
And here's a small house.
That's kind of like my little house. My little house, little tiny house.
And a crown.
Crown, let's have a queen.
And another fish.
Yep.
Oh, and a cute little
That's a nice looking house.
house.
Anybody ought to like a house like that. Be
I
happy.
know.
I'm just going to give you a hint. The fisherman's wife was not happy.
Uh-oh.
Is that her? No, that's him. That's him. He's been fishing and caught fish. Here she
There
is.
she is.
She's gonna be kind of hard to please.
Oh no.
And this is just, I think this is just a pretty dress she has.
Oh,
We have to
okay.
kind of figure the story out, see. And there is, it has a magic fish in it, and that is the magic fish.
Oh, okay.
Is everybody ready now?
I'm ready to hear that story.
Here's man.
Okay.
Okay, and me and Miss Laura, we got to figure
I
this
see
out
his
now.
toes.
I know he went fishing barefoot.
See?
I guess that's a good way to go fishing.
See his toes.
All right, y'all, ready? Here we go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, wiggle your shoulders, and wiggle your nose. Now, no more wiggles are left, you see, and you can sit still and listen to Miss Laura and me. All right, Miss Laura. Once upon a time, there was a fisherman, and he did not make a lot of money. He was just really, really poor.
Okay.
And most that he did, he sometimes got enough fish to sell to other people and get some money. But most of the time, he just got enough fish for him and his wife to live on. You know, he bring it home every night. Okay. Now let's see. I'll hold that if you want me to. Okay. And I'm gonna have to get that again. All right. Now then, let's see if we can find this little blue fish, this little plain old fish. There we go. That's got us right good. Now see, he'd fish and he'd fish and he'd fish, and then he'd feel a little tinkling on his line, a little pulling on his line like that, and whoop, up would come a fish. And so then he'd get it. There he is in his hand. He's gonna put it in his hand. There we go. And he's going home with it. See. And he called his wife. He said, "You, let's call her Ethel." Okay, like that.
Okay.
Ethel, you Ethel. And let's what can we call him? Fred. Okay, she's.
Okay.
Fred, did you catch anything today? He said, I did, Ethel. I caught us a nice, juicy fish. We're going to have a good supper tonight. Now, let me see. Let's find her. Here she comes out. She looks like she's been doing, she's getting everything ready. She's getting the plates ready. There she is. She looks like just plain hard-working wife, keeps the house clean. You know, I forgot to tell. Let's find, now, you got so many hands. I have to help you.
Here's her little house.
Yeah, there's her little house. That's a little house. I have a little house. That's cute. There's her little house, and she kept it clean and everything, but she often grumbled about it because it didn't have much storage space in it. I didn't have much storage space in my house. I had to hang little chairs and things on the walls to get them out of the way.
Sounds like me.
So she didn't like that too much. Now, one day, the fisherman said, "Goodbye, Ethel. I'll see you." And she said, "I hope you catch a big old fish today." Now out he went. He was fishing and fishing, and all of a sudden something really pulled hard on his line. I think he thought at first he'd really caught something, maybe like a great big huge turtle. You know, sometimes turtles get on your line. And he went 1, 2, 3, whoop, up it came. And to his astonishment, it was a very beautiful fish. It was golden. And he began to kind of shake a little bit, and the fish said, "Please let me go." And the fisherman didn't know what to think about it. And he said, "If I let you go, my wife's going to be really mad with me." And he said, "Well, I'll let you catch a plain old fish, and you take that plain old fish, go home. But if you will let me go, I'll give you, I'm a magic fish, and I can make any wish that you wish come true. Would you like that?" If you could make a wish and it would come true, what would you wish? Now, just as yourself, I mean, most people start being very dramatic and they say, "Oh, I wish for everybody in the world to be happy," or "I wish for peace in the world," but I'm just plain you. You know, like maybe you wish Mr. Steve would cook supper tonight.
I know.
Mr. Steve, Miss Laura's husband, sometimes he cooks supper. Cook supper, Mr. Steve. Okay. Now that's good. So she said, so the fish said, "I'm magic, and if you let me go, I'll give you any wish that you want." And now the fisherman was very kind, and so he didn't ask her for anything. He was so astonished. That means you're like this. You know what? You don't think really good when you're astonished because things are just going through.
Right.
And so he got the other fish. The fish here, that blue fish. Let's see, do I have that little bitty blue fish? So there you go. And he sure enough, there he came up another fish and he caught it. Like the magic fish told him he was going to let him catch another one. And so he took that home. But the first thing he began to do is tell his wife about this magic fish. And she got red in the face. She got so mad. And she said,
No.
"What'd you wish for? Did you wish for me a diamond ring or a fur coat or something?" And he said, "No, I was just so surprised, and the poor old fish was begging me to let him go, and so I just let him go. You let him go without asking him for something? What in the world is the matter with you? Oh, she really carried on terrible. She was mad with him. And so she said, you go back down there and I just hope you catch that fish again. When you do, you tell him I want to get out of this little bitty 850 square foot house. I'm sick of it.
Ooh.
So the fisherman said, oh, all right, honey. And so the next day, soon he got her up. She got him up early and said, get up, Brandon, get on down there and go to fishing. So he got up, got down there in his boat, and he's thinking, oh my goodness, I hope that magic fish comes. Ethel's going to be so mad at me. And so sure enough, he felt a heavy tug, and whoop, up came the fish. And he said, oh, magic fish, I am so glad to see you. My wife got so mad at me because I didn't ask for a better house. You see, our house is real small. We got it a long time ago. We didn't have much money. And we just really had outgrown it. We need another bigger one. And the fisherman said, all right, go home. Now, he didn't say, I'll give it to you or anything. He just said, go home. So the fisherman went home. And he would carry a fish because his wife would throw a fish. He didn't have a fish.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, okay,
So
that does.
he brought
And he went
fish
home.
home.
But look, when he got home, he didn't, you want me to help you a little bit? You have to have 4 hands. But when he got home, he didn't recognize his house. His old bitty house was gone. And he really kind of liked that little house. But in its place was a 2-story house with this fancy drain pipe that drained water off the roof.
That's a pretty house.
It is nice. I said, it's got nice little window boxes, a pretty green door. I mean, it's very fancy.
Any lady would love that.
Well,
what
she said,
what did his wife
come
say?
and look. How do you like this? I've got a dishwasher and everything. I've got a new washer and dryer, everything. I really like this house. She didn't like it very long.
Oh, no.
She began to look around. She said, I'm all dowdy looking. I look terrible. She said, Fred, he said, what is it, honey? She said, go back down there and catch that fish again. You call him and say, magic fish, he'll come. And tell him that my wife needs a new outfit to go in that pretty new house. He said, well, he's been mighty nice to us. I hate to ask. Go on anyway. It's not going to hurt. Go down there and ask him. So here he goes. We're going to get worn out telling this story. This is a busy story. He went back down there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Up came the fish. The fish said, what do you wish now? And he said, well, my wife, she wants some nice looking, I want her a nice looking outfit. See, she's just got some old clothes that she's worn a long time and she needs some new outfit. And see, the fisherman, he didn't say any kind of conversation or anything, he just said, go home. So the fisherman went home. And when he got home, his wife was walking around, y'all look at that, ooh, that's pretty. Now wait, she's going to have to wait on that because she's going to want to be the queen.
Oh,
She's never satisfied. So there she goes. She got her a new outfit. She said, look at me. Don't I look pretty? I need to have my picture made. And the fisherman said, oh, yes, you do look very nice, Ethel. And so she was happy, but not for long.
Aw.
She said, you can't do nothing with her. She got to looking around the house, and so she decided that she needed several more rooms. She needed a sewing room, and she needed a laundry room, and she needed another room to have her friends in. She needed an exercise room. I mean, she wanted a big house. So she called him again. She said, Fred? He said, yes, ma'am. She said, go back down there and tell that fish that I need a really big house, about like a castle. So he went back down there. He was fishing and fishing. Whoop! Up came the fish again. That fish just got used to him. What do you want this time? The fish said. He's getting kind of cranky, crappy
I
now.
guess
Yeah.
so.
And Fred said, well, I hate to ask you this, but my wife, she needs a bigger house. A bigger house? She doesn't keep the one she's got clean now. Well, I can't help it. She just needs a bigger house. He said, go home. See, he doesn't have any conversation with him. He just tells him to go. And when the fisherman went home, he was afraid they weren't going to let him in. It was this castle.
You think it's big enough?
I'm telling you, if she gets that cleaned up once a week, she's going to do a job.
Ooh.
So here she came. She came out. Come on out, Ethel. You're the source of all this trouble here, woman. Here she came out. And she said to him, she said, look at this. Don't I look pretty? And he said, let me think. Now, he's looking bad. Poor thing, he needs some clothes.
He does.
He really does. He's barefooted. But she didn't pay any attention to him. She just was satisfied with herself. She said, Oh, I looked so pretty, and she was happy for a little while. But then she's fixing to blow it down.
Uh-oh.
She said, if I live in a castle, I am going to be the queen. And I'm going to be the queen over all of this country and over the sun and the moon and everything I see. I'm going to be the queen of the world.
Uh-oh.
But I need a crown to be the queen, and I want it to be gold, and I want it to have all kinds of beautiful jewels in it, and I want to be the most beautiful queen in the world and the best dressed. So here he went back down to the water.
I bet he's tired of fishing.
Well, he's embarrassed because he just hates to ask that fish again for something else. So he got out there in the water, and all of a sudden he began to go, whoop! Up came the fish, and the fish said, now the fish was kind of grouchy this time. He said, what is it that your wife wants this time? See, when he said that, he said it very slowly, this time. And the fisherman said, well, he kind of stammered. He said, well, my wife, she wants to be the queen since she lives in a palace. And if she's going to be a queen, she needs a crown, and it needs to be solid gold. And it needs to have jewels in it. And she just needs to be, it just needs to be that. And this time, the fish just said, why don't you go on home right now?
Uh-oh.
And the fisherman went home. He had him a little fish, that's for supper. And he went home, and when he got there, see if you can find that tacky looking little house. Yep, there she is. Now watch here. That's all gone. Now watch, take every bit of it away from her. She's gone. And now put that little old big house up there. And there was his little old house that he had at the beginning. And out came his wife, and she appeared to have forgotten all about all that. And she was smiling, and she was happy. And she said to him, oh, goody, I see you caught us a fish. We'll have fish and french fries and hush puppies and coleslaw for supper. Oh, and I just bought a new bottle of ketchup. And that was the end. Wasn't that funny?
That was.
I had to tell it like Scooter Mouse told me to tell it.
Okay.
It's probably a lot better story than that, but that's the way he said it had to be told, so I had to tell it that way.
So she ended up being the queen of her home?
Well, I think she did, but she finally got satisfied and quit whining and begging and wanting something else all the time, which was good. And I wonder what happened to the golden magic fish, don't you? I guess he went swimming away, don't you imagine?
I guess he did.
He did.
I wonder if I went fishing, if I could find him.
You like to fish, don't you?
I do.
I know it. Miss Laura and Mr. Steve like to fish. Where y'all go to fish?
Lake Okissa.
Oh, we're to big old Lake Okissa. That's a
We
big old pretty
do.
lake. Y'all
We
catch
never
anything?
catch anything.
You don't? But you have a good time going over there.
We do, because I usually bring a book.
And you like to read while Mr. Steve fishes, right?
Mm-hmm. But he doesn't really like to fish much because he doesn't ever catch anything.
I think y'all just probably like to go get out on the water.
We just like to
and
go
enjoy.
get out on the boat.
That sounds
Now,
good.
I do like to fish, but he doesn't like to be in one place for very long.
See, you have to have a lot of patience and stay long. You got to stay there, fish and fish and fish and fish and fish, and then whoop, find it. But if you're moving here, there, and under, you can't catch one.
You can't catch one.
We're gonna have to give Mr. Steve lessons in catching fish.
I think he just likes to go out on the boat.
I think he does too. I think he likes the boat better than he does fish.
I do too.
Listen, I hope this poor old fisherman gets him some shoes for winter time.
I do
Looks
too.
like he's been to the toenail.
Maybe
clinic.
if he catches the fish again, he can just ask for a pair of shoes.
There you go. That would be good. He ought to ask for something for himself once in a while, I think. He's trying to please his wife all the time.
And
That was
she
a
can't
funny
please
story, didn't you think?
That
an
is a
old
cute
fable,
story.
And it was just fun, wasn't
And
it?
I love how Scooter Mouse did the pictures.
Yeah, I
Whoops.
like that too. Wonder where he got them sticks.
Well, you know, I think he got them from Dr. Austin's office.
I bet you he did. He either got them from Dr. Austin or Dr. Ortiz, one or the other.
Because I know Dr. Austin gave us a whole bunch
Did
of
he?
them one time.
I bet so.
Did.
And you know, when that doctor's gonna look in your throat and see if there's any frogs hopping around down in there or anything, they go, say ah, and then they put that, they hold your tongue down so your tongue doesn't flap up. Well, I guess we have to go. Did we have a good time?
We did have a good
Had
time.
a fun time. All right, now how does that go? You get a line and I get a pole.
honey.
You get a line and I get a pole, babe. You get a line and I get a pole. We'll go down to the crosses, hole. I would just crawl that hole. You going to the fishing
I'm
hole?
going to the fishing hole.
Okay. Oh, hey, baby, bye. Bye,
And that
bye.
might not even be it.
Let me just take it.